If you are new to this world and someone just handed you a stack of paperwork covered in acronyms, I want you to know something first. You are not behind. You are not supposed to already know what all of this means. Every parent starts exactly where you are right now. And this video exists so that you can walk into your next meeting actually understanding the language that is being used around your child. But first, hi, I'm Michelle, founder of the Clarity Consultant, and I want to help you with tools that most professionals won't tell you are crucial in navigating this one and only life while raising and guiding a person living with the diagnosis of neurodivergence. Let's start with a term you might hear early on, especially if your child is young. Young child with developmental delay, or YCDD, is a specific eligibility category used for children between the ages of 3 and 5 years of age. It's applied when a child is showing measurable delay in one or more areas of development, be that physical, communication, cognitive, social, and of course emotional, or adaptive. But a more specific diagnosis has not been determined yet or isn't most useful at this age. Think of YCDD as a bridge category. It gets your child the services they need while the school team is gathering information for what's actually going on. Medical autism versus educational autism. Now, here's something that trips up many families, and I want you to understand this one a little more clearly. Medical autism and educational autism are not the same thing. They are two different pathways. Medical autism is a diagnosis. It comes from a licensed professional, a psychologist, a neurologist, developmental pediatrician, someone licensed to use the DSM-5 or the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. That medical diagnosis is what insurance companies recognize. Educational autism is completely different. It's a classification made by your child's school team, and it exists on purpose only for the opportunity to help your child access qualified specialized instructions under the federal special education law. Please understand this. A school does not diagnose. They can classify based on whether autism significantly affects your child's educational performance. Here's what makes this critical. A child can have a full medical diagnosis of autism and not qualify for educational services at school because the school is only evaluating the impact on your child's education academically. The reverse can happen too. A child might qualify for educational services without a medical diagnosis. These two separate doors can open, or both can open simultaneously. It really does depend on what benefits your child and what medically is appropriate for your child's situation. Now let's talk about an IEP, or Individualized Educational Plan. An IEP is a legally binding document. When your child has an IEP, the school is making a commitment. They're providing specialized instruction designed specifically for your child's needs. The key word here is specialized. This isn't accommodations or modifications. This is instruction built around your child's individual goals. The school's responsibility with an IEP is proactive. They're not waiting for you to ask. They're evaluating your child, determining what's needed, and they're building a plan to deliver it. Now, I need you at this point to believe me when I share this with you. Your voice matters. Your ideas matter, and your feelings matter. Much of what happens in an IEP meeting can feel like they're talking at you about your child. They are there to support your child. But sometimes, and I just mean in rare occasions, an agenda provided can sound more like it's focused on their financial commitment to the district than what might be right for your child. If you feel like it is in the best interest of your child to postpone or suspend that meeting until you and the team can come to the same page of what's best for your child's educational plan, then by all means, put a temporary hold on that meeting. You are in the driver's seat in that situation. The other thing to remember is that sometimes you can receive outside support, i.e., an advocate or a medical team who has experience with your child, who can better assess what might benefit your child in the educational environment. And you're welcome to invite those support teams to the meeting as well. Though the district will assign people to that meeting, instructors, therapists, so on and so forth, based on what the meeting calls for, you have the right to bring people in to support what you want to see happen in that IEP meeting as well. Remember, an IEP is a formal team meeting. Your signature and the school is accountable for implementing what is written in that document because it is indeed a legally binding contract. (504) plan. A 504 plan is completely different than an IEP meeting, and this distinction matters. A 504 plan is a civil rights protection, not specialized documentation. It's governed by the Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. A 504 provides, accommodations. It changes how your child accesses learning. This might mean extra time on test, preferential seating, a modified schedule, or assistive technologies like an audio book or a laptop for typing instead of having to handwrite. A 504 has broader eligibility than an IEP, which means some children will qualify for a 504 who don't qualify for an IEP. Now, here's what's crucial with this. A 504 doesn't end when your child graduates from high school. It continues into college and well beyond. That includes work situations and other situations where they access the world around them. It's not just a school-based service, and that matters for your child's future. Behavior Intervention Plan, or BIP. A BIP is a written plan designed to help a student replace challenging behaviors with more appropriate ones. Now, here's what confuses many parents about that. A BIP does not require an IEP or a 504. Any child, based purely on the child's behavior impeding their learning, can have a BIP or a BIP. It does indeed stand alone. But that being said, a BIP is often incorporated into an IEP plan when the school determines that the behaviors are connected to your child's disability. When that happens, the BIP becomes a part of the IEP document. A BIP itself is a functional behavioral assessment. which means that the team has looked at when the behavior is happening, where it happens, what triggers it, and what need the behavior is meeting. From there, they build strategies to teach the child a replacement behavior, something more appropriate to meet the same need. Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. The idea is a federal law that makes special education possible. It's the legal foundation behind the IEP process, and it guarantees children with qualifying disability the rights to what is called a free, appropriate public education, FAPE for short. IDEA is also where the least restrictive educational environment comes from, which is the next term that I want to walk you through. LRE, or least restrictive environment, is a federal requirement under IDEA, and it's the principle that shapes your child's complete educational plan. Least restrictive educational environment means your child has the right to be educated alongside non-disabled peers as much as possible. Your child should only be removed from general educational settings if the severity of their disability requires it, even with support in place. LRE isn't about physical location alone. It's about access. It's about your child learning alongside peers without disabilities to the maximum extent that that's possible and appropriate based on their individual needs. If a child can succeed in a general education classroom with accommodations or modifications, that is LRE. Now, if they need more specialized settings for part of the day, that's determined on a case-by-case basis. But removing them should never be the first option. Listen, I know this is a lot of language, and none of this feels simple the first time you hear it. You're trying to figure out which one of these actually applies to your child, or whether something is missing from the current plan. You don't have to sort this out alone. Join our community on the Facebook group, linked below, where parents like you are asking these same questions in real time. And if you need more support, by all means, book a free 90-minute session for a conversation with me, and we'll go through your child's specific needs together. You're not alone. You've got a community around you. You've also got me. I'm Michelle, the Clarity Consultant, and I promise to stay by you and walk you through this beautiful thing we call life. Until I see you next time, there should be a video for you to watch after this, and I will be here very, very soon. Take care for now. Have some fun today. Bye-bye.